What up, chat? How you guys going? Welcome back to another podcast video. Now, I do apologize for the last 2 weeks. Those other two videos I didn't do. I've been in the wars those last 2 weeks. I haven't been well, and just I do apologize for that. And we're back for another podcast video. So, guys, some great news this week. Jai Arrow, the NRL have allowed Jai Arrow to play the 2 remaining games for South Sydney, and so he can reach his milestone of 100 games for the Bunnies. So, can't wait to watch Jai Arrow on the weekend. I can't wait to watch him. The poor guy, has been in the wars with his health and that, and the guy, he deserves to be playing these last 2 weeks. And I reckon they should let Jai Arrow play for the finals for the Bunnies. I reckon that would be great if he plays finals for the Bunnies. And it's confirmed Joey Manu has signed a 2-year deal at Papua New Guinea Chiefs for 2028. There was rumours going around anyway saying he was going to go to the club, and you know what? He's coming back to the NRL in 2028 for the Bears. So, for the Papua New Guinea. Papua New Guinea are signing some really good players. They've signed Luai, they've signed Johnston, they've signed Zach Lomax, they've signed Matty Lees, they've signed Connor Watson, and now Joey Manu. My goodness, they are going to be a team that looks dangerous in 2028. We're just going to have to see how they go. But next year, we're going to have to see how the Perth Bears go. But, yes. Anyway, let's get into the podcast, yeah? Alright. Super Thursday, Broncos at 7:50, Broncos and the Storm. Now, both teams that are not making the finals this year face each other once again. The grand final rematch. Back in 2026, back in round 3, the Broncos beat the Storm 18 points to 14. And both teams have gone injury crisis. Adam Reynolds, I think Adam Reynolds has played his last year in the NRL. This last year as he's in the NRL, every time he keeps returning from injury, he gets injured again and again and again and again. I think his footy career is done. I think his career is done. And I think he needs to hang up the boots, because, you can't have a halfback who keeps returning and then gets injured. And same thing with Tom Trbojevic. I think he should be shifted to the centres, because he was nearly injured. He was nearly injured against the Knights last week. And, if he keeps playing fullback, he just gets injured. So I think he should be shifted into the centres. That's what I think. But anyway, alright. Broncos lineup: Hazy, Pam, Josiah Kapani, Katane Staggs, Dane Mariner, Grant Anderson, Ezra Mann, and Ben Hunt. Xavier Wilson, Billy Walters, Payne Haas, Jaden Hunt, Jordan Ricky, Patrick Carrigan. Bench for the Broncos is Blake Moser, Twa, Jack Giosky, Semu, Thomas Duffy, and Shimasaki. Storm: Sua Falongo, Salongi, Connor Brown, Tyron Wishart, Nick Meaney, Moses Leo, Cameron Munster, and Jaron Hughes. Stefano, Harry Grant, Josh King, Sean Bloor, Owen Keeley, Trent Leo. Bench of the Storm is Trent, Alec MacDonald, Jack Harrington, Cooper Clark, Angus, and Murren. So No players out for the Broncos. However, Jack Holworth and Joe Chan are out for the clash against the Broncos for the Storm. All right, Super Friday: Manly, Dragons, Bulldogs, and the Panthers. Now, the Dragons went back-to-back wins against Sharks and Tigers, but they lost to the Bulldogs, 44-14. So, but yeah, there's still a chance, but I doubt it. There is still a chance that the Dragons can avoid the spoon if they win their 2 remaining games and the Titans lose all their remaining games. So it depends on how everything goes, but I doubt it that the Dragons could win their first ever wooden spoon in NRL history. The Dragons haven't won a single wooden spoon, and the amount of times they've survived getting the wooden spoon, it looks like they could be winning their first ever wooden spoon. So it is what it is. Alright. Dragons and Manly, alright. Daniel Arkinson, Matt Feeney, Moses Sully, Valentine Holmes, Tyrell Sloan, Lincoln King Tonga, Kyle Flanagan, Loco, Pacifici Tonga, Damien Cook, Toby Couchman, Dylan Egan, Hamish Stewart, and Ryan Couchman. Bench for the Dragons is Connor, Josh Kerr, Jacob Halaganu, Jacob Webster, Blake Laurie, and Set 2-2. Alright, Manly, Tom Jaboyevich, Jason Saab, Josh Friedai, Reuben Garrick, Lee Haparate, Clayton, Jamal Fogarty, Loffey, Brennan Wackham, Nathan Brown, Hokoatu, Ben Jaboyevich, and Jake Jaboyevich. Bench for the Manly is Jake Simpkin, Nicholas, Corey Waddell, Caleb, Antoni, and Fletcher Baker. Now, Tolu Kola is out for the Manly Sea Eagles, and Jacob Little got injured against the Bulldogs clash with the Dragons, so he's out too. Alright, second game of Super Friday, Panthers and the Bulldogs. Dylan Edwards, Thomas Jenkins, Isaac Tongo, Casey McLean, Brian To'o, Jack Cole, Nathan Cleary. Now, I seriously think the Panthers should bring in Blaze Talangi Blaze Talangi's coming off the bench, but I think he should go back into his 5'8" role. Now, Jack Kroger got hit with a 3-match ban for the tackle he did last week against the Storm clash. Anyway, Moses Leota, Freddie Lussick, Liam Henry, Isaiah Papali, Liam Martin, and Lindsay Smith. Bench of the Panthers is Billy Scott, Scott Sorensen, Luke Garner, Billy Phillips, Blaze Talangi, and Jackson Edgar. Alright, Bulldogs. Connor Tracy, Jacob Kraz, Matt Burden, Bronson Sherry, Ure Tula, Stephen Croydon, and Lockie Galvin. Max King, Bailey Haywood, Leo Thompson, Billy Army Kikau, Jacob Preston, and Jamin Selman. Bench, Jake Tompin, Jones, Harry Haynes, Josh Curran, Sean O'Sullivan, and Jack Underhill. Now, yeah, Jack Kroger and Leon Pita are out for the Panthers. Jonathan Sewell and Kurt Mann are out for the Bulldogs. Now, Tyrell Sloan could backflip on his deal from Super League due to Ryan Carr no longer going to be the coach at Castlewood Tigers, and I think he may backflip on his contract at Super League. He wants to stay with the Dragons. So if that is true, I reckon the Dragon fans would be so happy to have Tyrell Sloan staying at the club. Alright, Super Saturday, Titans Rabbitohs. Alright, Keanu Keeney, Jaden DeGroot, JJ Fafita, AJ Brimson, Philip Sami, Jaden Campbell, and Lachlan Ilias, Khalees Haas, Oliver Pascoe, Tino Fulani, Josh Paxton, Curtis Moran, and Cooper Byrne, Fonny Waker, Chris Randall, Bahai, Luke Simonton, Fonami, and Amahau. Rabbitohs. Now, Latrell Mitchell could return. He could come off the late change in the clash, and he could go right back into the centres, which would put Tillis Duncan back in the second rowers, and Latrell Mitchell back in the centres. Alright, Rabbitohs. Matt Duffy, Alex Johnston, Tillis Duncan, Jack Wyden, Campbell Graham, Cody Walker, Jaden Sullivan, Tafita Totola, Brandon Smith, Kieran Kolomatangi, David Fafita, Aiken, and Jai Arrow. Bench for the Rabbitohs is Cameron Murray, Jai Gray, Lachlan Harpner, Sean Kepi, Jamie Humphries, and Adam Elliott. Alright, so Fermor is out for the Titans against the Rabbitohs clash. Alright. Second game of Super Saturday, Roosters and the Dolphins. Oh boy. Alright, James Tedesco, Billy Smith, Hugo Savla, Robert Tua, Mark Anitawaze, Daly Sherry Evans, Sam Walker, Nafayu White, Reece Robson, Lindsay Collins, Celeste, Sua Wong, and Nat Butcher. Nat Butcher's in for Victor Radley. Now, Victor Radley has had a lot of head concussions over the last few years, and if that's the case, I think he has to be in another spot or another position for the Roosters so he doesn't get any more concussions, you know what I mean? Anyway, yeah. Bench, Connor Watson, Spencer Lenu, Egan Butcher, Taylor, Cody Ramsey, and Tommy Talau. Dolphins, Hamaso, Tabuai Fido, Jermaine Asako, Jack Bostock, Herbie Farmworth, Selwyn Cobbo, Cody Nikorima, Isaiah Katoa, Thomas Flegger, Jeremy Marshall King, Tom Gilbert, Max Plath, Fanyuiki, Morgan Nollies. Bench of the Dolphins is Ray Stone, Francis Molo, Felice Kafusi, Bradley Snyder, and Jack Olivero. Yeah, so no players out for the Dolphins. Victor Radley's out for the Roosters against the Dolphins. Alright. Tigers and the Cowboys. Alright. Last game of Super Saturday, Tigers and Cowboys. Scott Drinkwater, Brandon Burns, Jackson Produe, Tom Chester, Zach Labert, Jake Clifford, Tom Dearden, Griffin Neem, Reed Marnie, Jason Tomalolo, Hilam Lukey, Jermaine Nanai, and Ruben Cotter. Bench, Sonny Luke, Thomas McKaylee, John Bateman, Corin Hess, Kyle O'Donnell, and Ethan King. Tigers, Julian Buller, Junior Tupou, Solomon Saku, Patrick Herbert, Jarrell Skilton, Jerome Luai, and Jock Maiden. Terrell May, Abby Coruscant, Fanoa Paul, Simila Fainu, Tony Soka, and Alex Safer. Bench of the Tigers is Heath Mason, Sione Fainu, Ethan Roberts, Bunty Offa, Tristan Hope, and Sua Charuva. Now, Murray Talangi and Sam McIntyre out for the Cowboys, and Alex Tual is out for the West Tigers. Alright, Super Sunday, Warriors, Knights, Eels, Sharks. Now, we'll get to our predictions for the finals real soon. For our grand final prediction real soon. Warriors, Knights, okay. First game of Super Sunday, Tane, Paniki, Luke Ligi, Ali Latina, Leka Halasema, Karen Pereira, Chanel Havastarita, and T. Murray Martin is back for the Warriors at halfback. James Fisher-Harris, Wade Egan, Mitch Barnett, Kurt Catewell, Jacob Lovin, Aaron Clark. Bench for the Warriors is Sam Healy, Tanner Stowe Smith, Demetric, Eddie, Adam Poppy, and Morgan Gannon. Alright, Knights, Callum Ponga, Fletcher Hunt, Dane Gagai, Bradman Best, Greg Marju, Fletcher Sharp, Sandon Smith, Jacob Safidi, Harrison Graham, Trey Mooney, Jermaine McEwen, Francis, and Matt Croker. Bench for the Knights is Thomas Kent, Cody Hopwood, Lachlan Crouch, Solo, Toby Winter, and Diesel Hangen. Darren Celeste is out for the Warriors, got injured. Dominic Young, Phoenix Crossland, and Tyson Vizell. 3 of those players are out due to suspension for last week on their contacts. So yeah. Alright, last game is Super Sunday. Parramatta and Cronulla. Alright, Abattoir, Brian Kelly, Will Penisini, Sean Russell, Josh Adokar, Ronald Bachman, Mitchell Moses, Luca Moratti, Dylan Da Silva, Junior Polo, Jack Williams, Katani Kotonga, and Saxton Pry. Bench for the Eels is Harrison Edwards, Ryder Talangi, Tegan Brown, Dylan Walker, Jack DeBellin, and Bailey Sorensen. Sharks, William Kennedy, Sione Katoa, Miwa Hatai, Carl Iro, Ronaldo Molentalo, Peru, Nico Hines, Addy Fanoa Blake Brayley, Jesse, Brinton Nicola, Teg Wilton, and Cam McInnes. Bench for the Sharks is Talakai, Billy Burns, Kofusi, Thomas Hazelton, and Peru, and Brendan Alley. So the Eels have got Josiah Fana and John Serrani out for the Eels, and the Sharks only have one player out, which is Samuel Stone Street. And the Raiders have got the bye, the 2 points. Alright, now, my grand final prediction, who wins the comp this year, I honestly think that the Warriors, this is the Warriors' year. We've all seen how the Warriors have played this year. They look like a dangerous side that could win their first ever premiership in NRL history. And if they do, then that would only leave the Titans, the Dolphins, Perth Bears, and Papua New Guinea without a premiership when those 2 teams join. So, yeah, that would only leave premiership for those remaining teams if the Warriors win the premiership. I seriously think that the Warriors will win their first premiership. I reckon it's the Warriors because they're looking dangerous. They score points even though they've lost halfback from another halfback. They lost Tanara Boyd, injury. T. Murray Marty got injured, but he's back. They lost Luke Metcalf with the hamstring that that happened to him when he kicked the field goal. And with players missing, they are still winning. So I seriously think that this year, 2026, is the Warriors' year. Okay. Anyway, chat, that's going to do it with this podcast. Please make sure you like and subscribe to my YouTube channel, TI King 210. And please subscribe to our podcast YouTube channel, TI King 210 NRL Podcast. And we'll see you, chat, next week on another podcast. Latest, peace, and yeet. Okay, guys, now we're going to decide who we're going to tip here for round 26. Alright, let's get into it. Alright. My goodness, another round has just gone just like that. We're already on the last 2 rounds remaining. This round and next round and finals. Jeez. Alright. Broncos and Storm. Oh, boy. Broncos won. They beat the Raiders. Right? They beat the Raiders. Melbourne Storm, they lost to the Panthers. Oh, guys, I don't know. I just don't know who to tip. This one is going to be hard. It's a grand final rematch. But with this one, I think I'm going to go with the Melbourne Storm here over the Broncos. Alright. Manly and Dragons. Of course, I know who I'm tipping. The Dragons here over Manly. Alright. Panthers and Bulldogs. Alright. Oh boy. Yeah, this one's going to be tough. Probably this one. If this is a must-win for the Bulldogs. They won against us, against the Dragons. And this is a must-win if they want to swap spots with the Cowboys to make in the finals. So with this one, I'm going to go with the Bulldogs here over the Panthers. Titans and Rabbitohs, yes. With this one, I'm going with the Rabbitohs here. I can't wait to watch Jai Arrow on Saturday against the Titans. He's going to have a great game, Jai Arrow. Roosters and Dolphins. Oh boy. This one's going to be tough. But with this one, I think I'm going to go with the Roosters here. But, you know, you got Victor Radley out, and that's the Roosters' best player as well. So, with this one, damn it, I'm going to go with the Roosters here over the Dolphins. Cowboys and Tigers, yeah, now, the way the Tigers played, absolutely great. They had a great game against the Roosters. Won it by 1 point. So with this one, I'm going to go with the West Tigers here over the Cowboys. Warriors and Knights. Yeah, with this one, I'm going to go with the Warriors. Up the Waz! Alright. And last game, Super Sunday, Sharks and Eels. With this one, I'm going to go with the Sharks here over the Eels. Well, guys, thanks for watching. Please make sure you... Well, guys, what am I doing? That's our tips. Peace.